Chapter 2. Hello everyone. Few could imagine that in an area with harsh natural conditions like the remote northwest region of China, an ideal city with modern infrastructure and ensuring all the welfare of its residents could develop. That is Karamay, also known as Kelamei. This is an area under the administration of the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, surrounded by Anchang, with an area of 7,734 square kilometers, and a population of 487,000 people as of 2020. Thus, its population density is quite sparse, with about 63 people per square kilometer, of which nearly 90% of the population lives in urban areas, where transportation connections are convenient. In the past, this place was just a desolate desert, without trees and water, but thanks to the discovery of oil, it has now become a new industrial city of Xinjiang and generates one of the highest per capita incomes in mainland China. Therefore, while for most people, oil is just a fuel for daily life, for the residents of Karamay, this black gold is a dream, a livelihood, and also the reason for their existence here. The history of oil in Karamay. About 30 million years ago, the rock formations underground in the Karamay began to collide and crack continuously, creating some deep, oiled area underground began to flow to the surface along these fissures and eventually formed the oil fields as they are today. Although the name Karamay originates from the Uyghur language and means black oil, the majority ethnic group in this city has never been Uyghur. And instead, Han Chinese account for over 80% of the population, with the rest being minority ethnic groups such as Uyghur, Kazakh, Mongolian, and Wei, etc. This is also understandable because before the discovery of oil, the Karamay area today was almost uninhabited. Except for some nomadic tribes, it wasn't until 1955, when this place emerged as a land of black gold, that it began to attract a series of companies and skilled workers to settle. However, a secret was revealed in the 19th century that in some places in Xinjiang, including Karamay, crude oil was collected by people using buckets and it was pure enough to light lamps and stoves. Geographical surveys dating back to the Qing dynasty also identified oil seepage throughout this area. But at that time, the state did not have enough capital to build drilling rigs, refineries, and the necessary transportation network for extraction and processing, as well as transport to consumption areas. And without infrastructure, Xinjiang's black gold was no different from an ordinary liquid. In contrast, officials from both the Russian Empire and later the Soviet Union actively pursued oil extraction activity. Their geologists conducted comprehensive surveys of the rich natural resources in Xinjiang, while identifying several oil fields scattered across this vast area. Along with that was the development of the Central Asian Transportation Network, especially the completion of the Turkestan-Siberia Railway in 1930. Further encouraged this power to focus on exploiting benefits in the northern Xinjiang. In 1934, Soviet agents signed a series of agreements to provide large loans to top officials in Xinjiang, in exchange for privileged access to the abundant black gold. Among them, they particularly prioritized an oil field in the Dushanzi district of today's Karamay city. By 1939, this land had drilling rigs, a high-tech oil refinery, and an extensive pipeline network, connecting Dushanzi with interprovincial road networks, some border crossings, and transportation centers along the Turkestan-Siberia Rail. But by 1942, fearing the imminent collapse of the Soviet Union, the then governor of Xinjiang suddenly cancelled all agreements with this power, and instead strengthened connections with the government of the Republic of China, which was particularly interested in finding necessary to supply fuel in a war against Japan. Therefore, they immediately drew up ambitious plans to expand Xinjiang's resource map and redirect oil resources eastward. However, these plans were derailed due to lack of funds. Thus, although very eager for the oil resources of this border region, the Republic of China government was deterred by the high cost. From then on, they chose to follow the path already opened by the Soviet Union and focus on the small oil field in Dushanzi, as well as other fields in northern Xinjiang. This continued after the People's Republic of China was established in 1949. By January 1955, the State Council decided to send a drilling team to Karamay to exploit the oil field. A month later, the Soviet Union also sent oil exploration experts to assist. In June of the same year, 36 workers entered the desolate area of the city and prepared to drill well number 1. Conditions were very difficult at that time, as the climate in Karamay is often dry and hot in summer and cold in winter. Water sources were extremely scarce and strong winds frequently blew through the area, making it unbearable for many workers. But overcoming those challenges, on October 29, 1955, industrial oil flow was successfully extracted from the drilling site in Karamay district, Karamay City. As oil and gas industry as the country. After the first victory, the drillers continued searching for the next oil fields, and by the winter of that year, they had drilled well number 2 and well number 4. Simultaneously recovering over 70,000 tons of crude oil, equivalent. After achieving success in multiple drilling projects, Chairman Mao Zedong personally called to congratulate the Minister of Petroleum. The then Secretary of the Xinjiang Provincial Party Committee also visited the oil field to inspect it and named it the Karamay oil. From then on, a large amount of supplies, military personnel, and scientists arrived to support oil extraction. The oil field was officially completed in 1958, and as a result, Karamay was immediately established as an independent city. By 1960, its crude oil production first exceeded 1 million tons. And by 2002, it has surpassed 10 million tons, equivalent to about 190,000. At the same time, it became the first oil field in the Western mainland with such a large production. Since then, the annual crude oil production of this field has consistently remained above 10 million tons. But Karamay is not only about oil. Through continuous surveys in the area, experts found that besides oil reserves exceeding 3 billion barrels, it also discovered over 170 billion cubic meters of. This once again enhanced the city's energy value, while ushering it into a period of large-scale development and construction with a continuously growing population. From a small town, the city gradually expanded to become a prefecture-level city as it is today, and was divided into 4 administrative districts: Oku District, Ijantan District, Karamay District. Among them, Karamay District is the largest in area with 3,834 square kilometers, and also the most densely populated with 337,188 residents. If we look closely at the map, we will see that Karamay City is not a continuous area. Because Dushanzi District is separated to the south and far from the center of Karamay. To explain this, we need to go back to 1958, when Karamay City was newly established and was a continuous area, including the 4 current districts along with Kutun District. By 1975, Kutun was separated from Karamay to become a county-level city, under the administration of the Ili-Kazakh Autonomous Prefecture, also known as Ili-Kazakh. Meanwhile, Dushanzi remained a district of Karamay City. The reason being that Kutun had more arable land and abundant water resources, making it suitable for agricultural, technological, and commercial development. As for Dushanzi, like Karamay, it only has significant oil potential. The city of unique landscapes. When talking about the districts, we need to find a special district. And indeed there is one. When mentioning Karamay, only oil is not enough, because this city is also famous for unique landscapes rarely found elsewhere. First is the Dushanzi Grand Canyon, also known as Xinjiang's Million-Year Wonder, and an unmissable destination for tourists visiting Karamay. This canyon is located at an altitude of over 1,000 meters, notable for its cracks formed by erosion from rain and snowmelt over many years. Surrounding it are grasslands and meadows, creating a stunning sight for visitors. The Dushanzi Grand Canyon is now a national-level tourist, and was selected by the National Geographic magazine of China as one of the 100 most beautiful places. It is also a favorite spot for young people, where they can admire the geological wonder, while experiencing thrilling activities like walking on glass bridges, rope swinging, cliff swinging, and mountain biking. Here, visitors can also watch folk dance and music performances, and enjoy local specialty foods, especially the Daoist performance, and art of tightrope walking over the abyss. With over 2,000 years of history from the. Next is the Ghost City, which marks the filming locations of Chinese period films. This is the name of the Yaden Geological Park, located in Oku District, in the northern area of Karamay. With a total area of 260 square kilometers, including the 22 square kilometers, McQueen Street stretches northwest-southeast and is a scenic area concentrating many of China's most unique natural landscapes. About 100 million years ago, during the Cretaceous period, this place was with lush vegetation on both banks and home to many ancient animal species, particularly the legendary dinosaur. But after two tectonic movements, this lake turned into a vast desert. Whenever the wind blows, this area often emits mysterious sounds like ghost howls. Hence it's called the Ghost City, Makui, and also known as the Windy City because it's right at the wind source, with level 10 to 12 storms. The Jiadan terrain was formed by wind and rain erosion, creating impressive geological formations as if Draco. This feature isn't rare worldwide and in China. But Makui City has its own unique characteristics, forming a geological complex with palace-like shapes, temples, fortresses, human figures, and animal shapes. All give visitors a mysterious and overwhelming feeling. This uniqueness has made this scenic spot one of the 8 outdoor locations favored in Chinese cinema, especially martial arts period films, including blockbuster movies or Ang Lee. Along with artistic geological works and the desert's characteristic flora and fauna, this place also preserves the unique culture of ancient Mongolia, thus always attracting photographers and tourists from around the world. Aspiring to become Xinjiang's Dubai. From a desert region developed through oil, Karamai now plays a key role in the economy of northern Tianshan foothills in Xinjiang. With abundant oil revenue, the local government has invested heavily in infrastructure projects in the city's water supply system. Thanks to this, the place has taken on a new appearance, with high-rise buildings sprouting throughout the urban area, along with oases full of life. If previously, Karamai's water system mainly came from groundwater sources and some seasonal rivers, then since 2000, the project to divert water from the Otis River to the city's worth 5.6 billion yuan, equivalent to 790 million, has made the water supply more stable. The project also created a canal flowing through the city center, commonly called the Karamai River. This river officially started flowing on August 8, 2000. And this is also the day the annual Karamai Water Festival is held. With a length of 8.5 kilometers, connecting from the Qiu Dam Reservoir, the river has become a scenic spot of the city, with about 20 bridges crossing it. Among them, 15 bridges are for pedestrians and non-motorized vehicles, and 5 bridges are for motor vehicles. The bridges are designed with various shapes, from stone arch bridges, concrete bridges to steel structures. All are illuminated with colored lights at night, making the Karamai River the most famous sightseeing and entertainment spot in this Dumbo city. Currently, Karamai is also connected through road, rail, and air transportation networks. It includes main routes such as the Kodan-Altai Expressway, with a total length of 128 kilometers and a cost of approximately 9. This route was open to traffic in 2014, starting from Kodan City, running north through Karamai and ending in Altai City. Next is the Kodan railway line with a length of 406, also connecting Kodan, Karamai, and Altai, with a total estimated cost of 882 million. Regarding air transport, the city has Kalamai Yidahai Air. This airport has been in commercial operation since 2006, and to date, 8 airlines have registered and operate 11 scheduled flight routes, with destinations in 6 cities in Xinjiang and 5 cities outside the autonomous region, including Beijing, Xi'an, Chengdu, Zhengzhou. The construction of these transportation routes not only helps accelerate the resource transformation, promote the development of mineral resources and local tourism, but also improves the investment environment and speeds up urbanization. Moreover, in recent years, this oil city has continuously advanced desert green, adding hundreds of kilometers of green space, with the green space ratio in built-up areas reaching 38.88%. Currently, Karamai has won many important titles, such as National Civilized City, National Environmental Protection Model City, National Sanitation City, National Garden City, China Habitat Environment Award, China Excellent Tourism City, and is one of the pilot cities for circular economy in Shenzhen. Many people also compare this place to a secret kingdom in the desert and liken it to a Dubai in Xinjiang, where residents have a very high standard of living and the wealth gap is at a low level. According to 2022 statistics, the city's GDP was $16.6 billion, and the per capita GDP reached $34,000. Among this, the energy sector accounts for high-tech and tourism account for 29%, while agriculture only accounts for an insignificant share of. With such a per capita income, it has far surpassed even the capital Beijing, if not counting the two special economic zones. Karamai ranks second in mainland China, only behind the city, also known as Ordos in the Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region. Visitors who have been to Karamai also say the sanitary equipment in public restrooms is as luxurious as in Dubai, with famous brands like Collar and Aragregli. Some statistics also show that nearly 2/3 of the local residents living in this city own cars, especially all of them are luxury cars. The challenges of Karamai. Besides the abundant petroleum resources serving as the pillar of the economy, this city still faces many challenges. First and foremost is the climate issue, as Karamai is located in an inland area with a mid-latitude and influenced by a typical temperate continental climate. Therefore, this region experiences a large temperature difference in winter and summer. The lowest temperature ever recorded in winter was -40, while the highest temperature in summer reached 49 degrees Celsius. The city's average annual rainfall is less than 108 mm, while evaporation amounts to 2,600 mm. This huge disparity, along with frequent abnormal weather phenomena, such as strong winds, hail, and flash floods, has made the local ecosystem even more fragile. Additionally, the urban structure oriented towards energy is relatively scattered with incomplete functions. Large construction investments, high, weak light and radiation accumulation capacity, and a low level of economic integration have left the city's economy unchanged for years, relying solely on oil. If not transformed in time, this place will fall into a situation like countries suffering from the resource curse. And once the oil is depleted, this city will also decline. GDP statistics over the past 10 years show that although Karamai has a high, it is one of the slowest developing areas in Xinjiang, with an average economic growth rate of 9%, while Xinjiang's is 12%. In fact, this city has made multiple attempts to transform. The first time was in the 2000s, when the Otis River Water Transfer Project a proposal was made to build a comprehensive city and promote large-scale agricultural and forestry development. But reality proved that this canal is not easy to operate, and water resources are still limited, especially with high. Additionally, the paper manufacturing industry also faces of raw material supply and environment, so this transformation was deemed ineffective. The second transformation attempt was made in 2004, with a proposal to maximize the professional advantages from local crude oil resources, combined with abundant coal and salt resources around the oil field, to develop the energy and chemical industry, focusing on oil and gas processing and petrochemicals, further expanding industrial chains and promoting urban transport. But once again, this plan failed due to many limitations, and it did not change the drawbacks of an economy relying on a single, nor the overall risk resistance of a city lacking production experience, especially under the impact of the international financial crisis. However, this shortcoming has become From there, the local government was determined to position Karamai as a world-class oil city through the construction of 6 key facilities: oil and gas, chemical industry, technical services, machinery manufacturing, oil storage, and mechanical engineering. In addition, to further expand the core, the city also focuses on developing 3 emerging industries, which are finance, information technology, while striving to build a high-quality and safest city. However, comparing this city to Dubai is somewhat uneven, because besides the advantage of oil, Dubai's success also relies on its superior geographic degree of openness to the outside world, strong financial support, and political neutrality. This is also the reason why, despite having high per capita income, real estate prices in Karamai are relatively low, only about $700 per square meter. Above is information about the city of Karamai, also known as Kalamai, an interesting oil-rich land in Xinjiang. Goodbye and see you in the next videos.